he's LeBron's son, which he's LeBron's son, but it's like he's just LeBron's son, but he's Bronny the whole
Right.
time. You feel me? So
What do you feel like is the biggest challenge being LeBron James' son?
I feel like the biggest challenge is just overcoming the critics. Like, don't let people, whatever they say on the internet, influence you to the point where it affect your game. So I'll say just overcoming like all the talk and all the
Right.
doubt and not letting it affect how you play on the court.
Man, I feel like the biggest challenge for him is just meeting the expectations of other people because people like expect you to be just like him, but how can you be just like him if you your own self?
That's facts.
So I don't know. It's just crazy how people expect so much out of someone and they probably can barely even do it, which is crazy. But in this video, like Mikey Williams, he was pretty much telling, I guess, everybody like how it is to be in a spotlight and how to handle that pressure.
Yeah.
And we all know, like, out of everybody, Bronny James, I feel like face the most pressure. Do you think, LaMelo and his brother, like the Ball brothers, do you think they face like so much criticism and just comments from the public when they was coming up in the game?
I feel like Lonzo Ball did because when your dad is on ESPN saying my son is the best, he should be the number one pick, he gonna kill all the people in the NBA. It's like your son got to perform to your dad's expectation, and now people thinking like Lonzo Ball, if he score 5 points, he not as like they want to prove you wrong. So it's like they gonna look for any little small thing that Lonzo do so they can make a point to his dad.
Right. Do you feel like LeBron James kind of hurt Bronny in a way?
I wouldn't say hurt because you put your son in a position for him to be successful, but I would say is it put a lot of the spotlight on Bronny when Bronny is just now getting over like his little heart surgery.
Right.
So it's like I have to perform right out the gate. I can't get myself together to develop first before all this spotlight and all these critics judging me. So it's like it's kind of hard to be focused when all the spotlight and attention on you, and one little wrong move, people talking, it can affect you mentally.
Yeah, that's right, because you could do one little thing and somebody got something to say.
Yep, they on Twitter.
Yes.
Bronny James suck real quick.
Let's see what else Mikey Williams had to say about Bronny.
I feel like just the way that people expect him to be as a human, like, don't make no sense, because it's like, I mean, me and my daddy share traits, but it's like, I'm not just like him, you feel me? Mm-hmm. But if he was someone like LeBron James, and I didn't do everything he did, or to the level that, you feel me? Like, it's only one LeBron. Like, let's get that out the way, bro. Ain't nobody else gonna be LeBron James. Like, he's had it hard as far as just dealing with, like, what people say, because that could get to you, because what he does is he plays basketball, and people always have something to say about him playing basketball. So playing basketball, if you look into what people are saying, it could affect your game. You feel me?
That's
so
true.
Yeah, that's
So
what I just
that
said.
and I voiced that in another video how like sometimes it be like a person mental that be thrown off that'll throw their game off. So people don't realize like the things that people say can knock people off their game, and that goes with anything in life. It don't even have to be a sport. It's like if somebody give you a negative comment or somebody just shift your mood, it can knock you off your game. It can make like your day and your mood change. So that's the same thing when people talking bad. It's like people have to realize like Bronny James is still like a human.
Yeah.
I know that people want him to exceed their expectations, but they also have to realize like he's just like everybody else. He have emotions, he have feelings, and I feel like a lot of people just don't respect that. Do you feel like a lot of people respect Bronny James when they like just going crazy, like he need to do better? And
I feel like it's more in the aspect of like of course, like part of it is he's LeBron James' son, so of course the spotlight gonna be on you instantly. But I feel like it's more in the aspect of people feel like Bronny didn't work his way to make it to the NBA.
Right.
They feel like he's been granted a handout to get to the NBA. So a lot of people gonna think negatively about that because like they didn't see Bronny grind, or they know people that's better than Bronny that could have made the NBA, but they didn't. So when your dad saying like my son is better than a lot of people in the NBA, and he
just
like he got to prove it.
Yeah, it just
so
put the
it
extra
just
layer.
puts that extra pressure on you when people haven't seen you work to get to that point.
Yeah. Do you feel like Bronny James would have taking on a role of becoming a NBA player if he knew what all it came with it? Like if he knew like all this came with it, do you feel like he would take upon his role?
I feel like he would, cause it's like
once you passionate about something, it's hard to let it go.
It don't matter if you passionate about something and you've been doing this forever since you've been born. It's like,
it's
bro,
hard to
it
let
don't
it go.
like you can't run away from it. Like you know, like when you get in the NBA, first of all, your dad is the biggest star, so you know what all he had to deal with. And I'm pretty sure he gave him advice. So it's like you should already expect what's gonna happen. But of course, it take a while to get used to it. But you shouldn't let that run you away from what you would want to do for your dreams.
Do you feel like he'll last in the NBA? Like
I feel like he can last because in the NBA, all you do have to make an impact. Yeah. Like no matter if it's
I know that. I'm saying as far as like the mental aspect because you can love to do something because there's been plenty things in life that I love to do, but sometimes what you love to do can cause so much hate and just a lot of hate in your life. So it's like if you love to do this thing called basketball, but it come with so much, do you continue to like pursue it or do you like let it go for your sanity?
I feel like you continue to pursue it because that's what people want. They want you to quit. They're gonna be, oh, he weak, but they don't show what type of character you are. Like you gotta learn to fight through it. Everybody has a story, and that story is adversity. So it's gonna show who you are. Are the fans right that you don't deserve the spot, or you gonna take what they say and make it fuel you, and you gonna fight through all the adversity and come out on top. So it's like, if I was him, I wouldn't quit. For what? I'm making millions of dollars, and all I do have to get better at my game. And when I do, it gonna shut people up. Yeah, that's all you have to do.
That's true. Do you think if LeBron James wasn't LeBron James, like Bronny James would have to be faced with like so much pressure in the NBA? Like if LeBron wasn't a legend and he just played with his son.
Yeah, I feel like he wouldn't have as much pressure because they want this they want to expect you to hold up. Like Bronny have two things to go against. First of all, he didn't work his way to get into the NBA, and the second thing is his dad is down the best player in ever. Yeah. So it's like if your dad is the best player ever, it's like people they want to see flashes of you being like LeBron James, even though you a different person. Michael Jordan's son had the same thing going on. It's not as big as this, but I feel like it would have been as big as that if Michael Jordan made his son get to the league, and unfortunately his son didn't make it to the league. But I feel like, yeah.
What do you feel like about that comment? I think his name Jaylen Brown made about Bronny James when he first got into the league. What you feel? Since we on the Bronny.
When I think he said Bronny wasn't ready.
Yeah, Bronny not ready.
He telling the truth. He not ready. Like you can obviously see when he on the court, like the struggles that he have. That don't mean he can't be ready. He just not ready at the moment, which is nothing wrong with it. Everybody entitled to their own opinion. Right. But it's up to Bronny to prove the people wrong. So if he never prove wrong, they gonna always have their thought about he wasn't ready, and LeBron gave him a handout.
Right, that's true. Let's see what else Mikey Williams had to say about Bronny James.
Like, it don't be the easiest to just have a bad game. Like, you be in your head, you feel me? And that's what he does for a living. So I feel like people expecting him to go crazy in the G League. Like, yeah, like, it's still the G League, though. Like, these are still good players in here, you feel me? And that's he 20, we same age, he 20. So it's like, type of player he is anyway, he's not just going to go out there and kill. Like, he's the type of player.
That's true. And I feel like a lot of people kind of forget, like, how old Bronny is.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy. Like, he came straight from, I guess, high school and a little college, and then he entered the adulthood. But, when you in those phases in life, you learn throughout the phases. But in his situation, he didn't really get to learn as much as he could because he didn't sit still for too long.
Yeah.
So how do you think something like that, when you kind of, I guess, excel quicker than others, how do you think that can be a bad thing?
Because people basically see how you play and they think you're supposed to perform at that all the time, at that level all the time. And they expect you, when you get on this level, you should be the same way. But it's like, it's different levels of competition. So if you ahead of the crowd, cool. But it's like, it's also other people that's ahead of the crowd too. So when you get put in a situation where everybody is on the same level and you don't perform, people be like, he a hype job. Right. So it's like this how it can be bad for you, because once you get put on a higher level, it's like people expect you to do the same thing as when you was ahead of everybody else.
Right. I just feel like you know, in life we are a baby, then we become a teenager, then we become a young adult, and then we become elder. I feel like in all those stages in life, we have to learn how to play that role. Yeah. Because sometimes when you try to grow up too fast, you end up missing a step. You end up not learning what you need to learn for the next step. So I feel like in his situation, it was kind of like that in a way. Yeah. Because when you in college, sometimes you may be faced with, you know, people saying this, and that, and, you know, you being able to process those thoughts so that it won't affect your game. You can still play your game. So sometimes I feel like when you excel too quickly in life, it can kind of hurt you in a way, because you're not sitting still. You're not sitting in this moment of life and learning all that you need to learn, so that when you enter the next phase, you already know how to handle these type of situations and not let it affect you mentally, physically, and emotionally. Yeah. So,
but I feel like this the problem too. This how some people feel about Bronny's career right now. Like they feeling like he's skipping steps. Like when he was in college, he didn't prove himself to get to the NBA. That's why people have this stigma about him. Like, bro, he not good. His dad just let him get into the NBA. He ain't work for his position. But if people see the grind, the growth, like he started from this, and people be like, yeah, he deserve it, because it's like he worked for it. But when it's like you skip a step, it's like people don't like the handout, the easy route. They gravitate towards somebody who's been grinding, even though he have been. But it just on the college level, he skipped a step.
Yeah, but you also have to realize like that. I understand where other people coming from, where they feel like, you know, he skipped a step or whatever. But you got to also realize when you apply for a job, it's different qualifications and requirements that they require out of you. And like with Bronny James, he might not have all the skills and stuff like that, but he bring in revenue. So the NBA is a business. Yeah. So that wouldn't be that wouldn't be smart if they passed up on him. Yeah. For him to be the first time to play, you know, with the father-son duo, like that's the first time. So people have to realize also, like, it's bigger than the game. It's politics. So how do you feel about like politics being in play in the NBA? Or do you think it exists in the NBA?
Yeah, it exists, because ain't no way Bronny should have made it, but he made it because people want to see that, like the first ever, like anything that's the first ever, people want to see it, and they gonna hype it up to the point. But once it get to the point where you see it and it ain't as hyped up as it should, like like the hype don't exceed people's expectations, that's when you start getting people to nag and start questioning, like, bro, this ain't what I thought it was gonna be. And that's why people going hard at him. So I feel like politics in the NBA is good because it generates revenue for the players to survive and for the league to generate money and to keep growing. But it's also bad because you can be fooling the people too. Right. And people be mad because they spending their money to go watch Bronny and LeBron play, and Bronny not performing to the expectations of the people.
Okay. I got one last question, then we out of here. LeBron has been in the league for how many years? 20?
But they just say 30. This just say 30.
30? How old that nigga? He about 40. He ain't get in the league.
I say about 20, 25, 20.
So LeBron has been in the league probably 20 plus years.
Yeah, 20 plus years.
Do you think Bronny James survived 20 plus years?
I can't.
With his skills that you see now, and maybe him developing into a better player, how many years do you see Bronny James lasting in the league?
That's a good question. I don't feel like he gonna last long against LeBron, because LeBron had a perfect career. He ain't never just had a year where he was injured the whole year. I think he played every season. Right. So it's like, first of all, the physical aspect, like your body got to hold up, and another thing, man, the NBA is a make or miss league.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
Some teams might not need you. Right. Like you a good role player, but I can get another role player that's better. Or we already get our role player. You don't fit with our team. So it's like, I don't know. Bronny, to me, have to continue to develop to see what type of player he gonna be on the NBA stage. Because like dude said, Bronny is not a scorer. He not coming out there to kill you and give you 30, 40 points a game. He a good role player. Right. So it's like,
And we need those in the NBA.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with being a role player, but they don't last 20, 30 years, though. Unless you do more than what you're supposed to do. Like, you a rebounder, you block shots, you play defense, you could last, but I still don't think you going to last 20 plus years, though. Yeah, that's rare.
Damn.
Definitely, your body got to hold up, too, doing everything on the court like that. Yeah. I don't think so.
Yeah. But I feel like...
wrong, though.
Yeah, I feel like all in all, a kid growing up in the spotlight and facing so much adversity and attention and critics, it can be challenging, but for him to continue to play his game, I salute to him. Yeah. Because not a lot of people able to do that. Yeah. Some people can't even take a negative comment. They be ready to cry. Yeah. So for him to face all that and still go out there and perform, you can't do nothing but respect that, because us as people looking from the outside, we don't know what he faced mentally, truly.
And
because
these guys
you can
are
always,
pros too,
yeah,
bro.
you can always put a smile on your face and, appear fine to the public. But all in all, you'll be dealing with something that people don't even know. So I guess we have to just do a better job at, like, of course, saying what's real, but also supporting people, so that they can grow, uplifting people, so they can continue to play their game at the highest ability that they can play.
Facts.
So y'all, thanks for stopping by Only the Real Podcast.
Remember to stay rich, educated, and legendary.
And comment, do y'all think LeBron James' son, Bronny James, will last as long as LeBron did in the league? Or has.
Let us know. I want to know y'all opinion on it.
Yes. And just like that, y'all, we are out.
Peace.